Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're zoning in on ancient South India. We've got some great material you sent over, and our job really is to pull out the key stuff, give you a shortcut to understanding this, well, frankly, amazing civilization. It goes back over 4,000 years, so get ready for some surprising facts.
Yeah, and what's really striking, I think, is how this civilization grew quite independently of North India in many ways. But at the same time, it built these incredible links, cultural links, trade links with places really far away.
Right, that independence and connection. That's fascinating. So let's unpack that. Where does it all start according to our sources? We're going way back, right? Neolithic, megalithic periods.
Exactly, sort of. 2,500 down to about 500 BCE. And the sources point to settled farming communities starting up then.
And they left behind those amazing megalithic sites.
Yes, the big stone circles, the dolmens. You find them scattered across modern-day Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh. Really impressive structures.
Okay, so you have these early societies. How do they evolve? I mean, what comes next? This seems to set the stage for something bigger.
It absolutely does. You can sort of see it as the foundation for the famous Sangam Age.
Yeah.
That's the next major phase, running from about, say, 300 BCE to 300 CE.
Ah, the Sangam Age, centered in Tamilakam, right? The sources really emphasize this period.
They do. It's when you see the rise of these powerful early kingdoms, the Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas, names you might recognize.
And this is where things get really interesting culturally, isn't it? The sources talk about a kind of golden age for Tamil literature.
A huge explosion, yeah. Works like the Tolkappiyam emerge, which is this, incredibly detailed work on grammar and poetry. It shows just how sophisticated the literary scene already was.
Wow. And it wasn't just internal focus, right? You mentioned connections, trade.
Oh, definitely. Active trade going on with places as far off as Rome, Egypt. Cities like Madurai and Kanchi weren't just political centers. They were buzzing cultural hubs, trade hubs,
Yeah.
really vibrant places.
Okay, so beyond the Sangam Age, what else do our sources highlight? There were other players, other developments.
Yeah, absolutely. Further north, relatively speaking, you had the Satavahana dynasty. They were really important as a sort of cultural bridge linking north and south. They supported Buddhism. For instance, the Amaravati Stupa is one of their legacies.
The Amaravati Stupa, famous for its sculptures, right?
Exactly. Incredible relief sculptures. Shows major artistic skill and religious devotion. And then later you get kingdoms like the Pallavas.
Ah, the Pallavas, Mahabalipuram, those amazing rock-cut temples. That's them, isn't it?
That's them. Really iconic examples of early Dravidian architecture.
Mm.
The distinctive towers, the intricate carving, a huge contribution.
Okay, let's circle back to trade. You mentioned Rome, Egypt, South India as this maritime powerhouse. What exactly were they trading? What did the sources say?
Well, it was quite a range. Spices, obviously pepper was huge. Pearls, ivory, fine textiles, gemstones, things that were highly valued across the ancient world.
And we know this for sure. I mean, how concrete is the evidence?
It's pretty concrete. Discoveries of things like Roman coins, pieces of amphorae, those Roman shipping jars found in South India, particularly Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, that's direct physical evidence. It really paints a picture of this vast network.
It really does. Ancient globalization, basically. So connecting this to the bigger picture, as you said, what was the lasting influence of all this, especially beyond India itself?
Well, the impact was massive, particularly later on. South Indian kingdoms, especially the Cholas later, weren't just trading goods. They were exporting culture.
How so?
Through their influence trade, sometimes military campaigns, they carried Indian culture, Hinduism, Buddhism, art styles, architectural ideas across the sea to Sri Lanka and deep into Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Cambodia. Their development was significantly shaped by these South Indian connections.
Wow. So from those early burial sites through the literary heights, the grand temples, and this huge international trade network, it's such a rich history. This deep dive really gives you a sense of South India's crucial role, often kind of underappreciated in global history.
Definitely. You've got a really solid grasp now of this vital piece of the puzzle.
So we've seen this ancient civilization's incredible journey and its impact.
Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you to mull over. Considering how deeply ancient South India influenced Southeast Asia, maybe even shaping identities there, what other connections, perhaps less obvious ones, these sort of hidden historical threads, might still be influencing our world today, just waiting for us to notice them?
That's a great question to leave things on, something to think about until our next deep dive.